Tryna beat life cause I can't cheat death. 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 Tryna beat life cause I can't cheat death.
I did 17 years, homie. Real tears on these words, homie. Hitting staple baloney push-ups and hella top rhyming, hella notebooks with all my rhymes. It's like a map book from where I started. Ciphering, trying to be the hardest on the yard. Some of the hardest rappers got a never date. We'll never hug their mama, we'll never see they say. I feel blessed, so I rock with my loved ones. I left behind good count times and cold lunch. Yeah, mama, I'm on one. I'm free, ain't no words of expressions. See my smile, that's real, no fake shit. You would too if you seen that the moves was basic. Game made, heartbreak kid. Living in reality, mid 30 with some kid shit. Damn. They like 50 in they clip or better. Boy.
Tryna beat life cause I can't cheat death. 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 Tryna beat life cause I can't cheat death.
Life, 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 life. Life, life, life. Better and bam right there. Man, just this year, just you cannot. This is the year of unescapable death. That's the call you don't want. The call I just got off of is the call you don't want. That's the call where you call a check on your homeboy just on some regular shit like, hey, how you doing? Somebody else answer the phone and say they in critical condition. I'm sorry to let you know. I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to go live. I'm supposed to go live in a few minutes. Like, damn, I wasn't ready. Man, prayers out to Dante Foster. Prayers out to Dante, man. For those of y'all that's from Sacramento that may know him. All right, so let's get to it. I may ramble, I may not. But there's things that do have to be addressed. Number one, it takes a lot to hate. Keep saying that. It takes a lot to hate. It takes even more to keep it going. It takes even more. It takes even more to keep the hate going. That shit is draining and all that. That's why I don't do it. So shout out to Dubs for that interview. Shit, even though that's 18,000 views in one day on his platform, even though that's 18,000 views on his platform, that's 18,000 views of people that heard an opinion. 18,000 views. So shout out to Dubs for that. Because before that, like I said, no Southsider had ever threw me a bone. They know Neil Dezad, nobody has ever reached out, and we've been in this for a while. Probably once upon a time, I remember the Southsiders really didn't have a platform. They didn't have a platform. All they had was rappers. So to now to now where they got platforms, hey, shit, to be reached out to, good luck. Anyhow, this is a Q&A. I don't want to do too much rambling. D Shep, dirty. So is hating hate still hate? Yeah, it's like some damn trick question. How the fuck I'm supposed to answer that? Is hating hate still hating? Is hating hate still hating? Hating hate still hating? No. That's that's a I don't know how to answer that. You got me. The closest saying I could say to that was, I dislike those people that dislike me. How about that? I dislike those that dislike me. You hate me, I don't necessarily hate you if you hate me. I'm more or less be trying to understand why, but I don't hate the hater. I don't really truly hate the hater. That's an honest answer. Cali Connect. I agree. I agree. Because when people look for reasoning, they look for the reason that best suits them. So truthfully, just as much as you got Mexicans that don't like blacks, you got blacks that don't like blacks. And we only talking, really truthfully from what I've seen, we only talking about one state. And in the history of niggerdom, I have only heard of state unity. State unity. I'm talking about state unity that is backed by the love and loyalty that is needed on a prison yard to have a successful car. The only time I've seen that is in the feds. We missing the point. When you leave California, you are a Californian. I don't know if y'all ever, man, I'm telling you, I promise you, and I'm so passionate about this. If you ain't never left your state, like just went out there in the universe and just left your state, then you won't know what I'm talking about. Because when you leave California, you are a regular competitor. There's different politics, different shit going on. So when you go somewhere else, California, when y'all go somewhere else, you are known as a Californian. You become a representative of California once you leave. I don't care if you white, old, young, black, green, yellow, you are a representative of California as soon as you cross that border. Why do I say that? Because you get to embrace and embody everything that everybody from California did before you. Some of it ain't good. Like some of it ain't good. Y'all LA, hey man, y'all LA cast it made it hard for us up north brothers to go certain places. Because they locked in old school memories of when cousin them came from Long Beach and corrupted they but you become a representative of Cali is all I'm saying. So guess what? You got places like the feds. Hold on, B. You get up out here. You got places like the feds where Southsiders and blacks is on the same page and working together, and that Southsider will bust your shit over that black dude from California. Y'all never heard this? Go to Tony channel. Go to stories from a current prisoner and listen to that Southsider that they formed a California car in the feds that involved everybody. What? But it's so possible. That's because they are in other states and they understand the score. So in order for unity, we must understand the score. And if you know what you up against, then you come together like with what you working with. Like, hey, look, man, it's us against everybody. That's the mentality of California, because a lot of these other states, they love California for the opportunities that we bring. But all in all, man, they don't like California like that. They got all type of notions and things about people from California. They love us though at the same time. It's individual. But overall, there's something that we spoke on. I think Crazy Nick spoke on it. And he probably, I don't know, but the California complex. Being from California, we got a certain level of pride that we probably won't address, but we do address. But being from California, we got a certain complex around this bitch. You want to see a state that is together? Nope. Oh, nope. Let me take that point. I was about to say Texas rocks together, but shit, listen to Paul Wall. Paul Wall said everybody saying that people in Texas is together, and then he in Texas. So he like, well, shit, I went other places and they ain't together, and they telling me they want to be together like we is in Texas, but we ain't even together. I'm like, where they talking about unity? So in order to get on the same page, you got to know the score. You got to. So just think. Do you think the Southerners that come from the feds that was rocking and will stab your life out behind a brother, do you think he gonna come to the streets and have to unlearn this love and loyalty that he learned, and he called this black man comrade, and they ain't got to experience real camaraderie? Do you think this Southsider is gonna come out here with hate for another brother? I don't think so. Because I can bring it into my city and say that there's neighborhoods in my city that don't like each other. But when they go to the pen, guess what? They got to get on the same page because they got to know the score. Like, there's certain scores that become insignificant when you hit the line. Your enemy hood becomes insignificant because for every 2 or 3 of your enemy hood, it's about 100 of them. So you don't know the score. You got to know it. So is unity possible? I don't know. It's people died trying to make it, trying to get it. I think California just decided to. It's a reason why we are probably one of the most political states in a sense. Why our prisons is racially divided. It's reasons for that, because the streets was divided. So the streets was divided to the point. Give you an example: Stars and Zilla. Stars and Zilla. The streets was divided. And so when you put them in here in the county jail, it used to be Bloods and Crips was divided. That went out the window. Now it's Stars and Zilla divided. And then that transcends to prison. They're still divided. But guess what? If they knew the score, would they still divide? If they knew the score. If you knew that You spend the time hating this person right here, and there's five more people right there with knives behind their back that you ain't even paid attention to because you so focused on hating that one person. That's the downfall. I say that I'm gonna say not downfall, not never downfall. I'm gonna say that's a problem with my peoples. Often blindsided because too busy hating on one person. You gotta know the score. D Shep, he say confidence, but others see it as arrogance. Well, I said Cali complex. So therefore, I think complex and confidence and arrogance is all cousins. They all cousins, but I mean, it's important. Your opinion is important, D-Shep, because you know what I'm saying. Like, you from Texas, but you know what they say about people from Cali. It's certain stigmas, especially if you ain't got you feel me, kid, then you just a regular competitor from California. Look at Billy. Billy, you trying to get old and ask educated questions? Well, you know what? I would rather you ask a question like that than do what you used to do. Shout out Billy. Does every race have internal beef in California prison? And guess what? Yeah. Yeah. From the Muslims to the Christians to the Crips to the Asians to the Southsiders, Woods, there is always internal beef. Yes. Blacks are disorganized. I can say we're not disorganized. We just have a different look. You just have a different look, Billy, because if you ain't never been in a situation where it might look like they unorganized, but then you see them coming from everywhere. You don't even know these people, and they coming side by side with you, then you'll know it ain't disorganized. It's just you got people doing what they want, but they're still together by underlying agreement, underlying politics, underlying code of ethics. Same with the Southsiders. Hey, that's a good one, Cali. Exactly. Bro, I've seen a million times other states hold Cali folks in reverence, and for the most part, Cali dudes are cool as fuck. But that small number mess it up for the rest. That small number, when you say that small number, you talking about that small number of people that I'm talking about that came over and messed it up and got it to where people look at California a certain way. Look, I was in Florida having a debate with somebody telling me about Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg, and they ain't never stepped foot in California. So they have certain stereotypes already about California. That is a fact. But does that mean that we can't move with respect everywhere? I know I never had any problems being on that, just that I was from California alone. But there's people from California that got others agendas that they might run into the agendas of other people, and then next thing you know, it's problems. But shit, people didn't try to come to California. Same thing. See that? But seeing these comments, all we're seeing is division. We're seeing division. And how is it possible? How is it possible to unite? Like, I want to know, when these people be like, we need to unite as a what? Unite as a what? And then when you unite, you got to remember, there's still a them. So if you unite, then like I can give you an example. And this might be it's shit. I'm Dubs. For all I know, Dubs could have been there. But there's a time when once upon a time on the yard in New Folsom, I think it was like 96, 97. New Folsom set it off so bad that the National Guards had to come. But the riot started off blacks and Southsiders getting it on for hella long. They got footage of the helicopter looking, but they was getting it on for hella long. And then guess what happened? Police decided they wanted to kick a brother while he was on the ground, kicked him in his ass or something like that. This is allegedly. And he jumped up and took flight on the police. When he took flight on the police, what you think the Southsiders did? Come on. And this ain't just, this is, I'm just calling it facts because we speaking on is unity possible. And like I say, you got to know the score. Is unity possible? Man, that riot was started off with Southsiders and blacks. Man, they started whooping the police ass. Like it became like a joint effort. They knew the score because that was the powers that be. Like we might have had a problem, but we got rid of that shit. Now it's us against them. And they was getting on police on that riot that started off that way. So when two factions form, there's always going to be a them. It's always going to be a us. It's always going to be a them. So I'm really breaking this shit down. So it's a us and it's a them. So how do we unite? I don't believe we can unite 100%. You can't. In this unity, there's certain stuff that we got to accept. And that's that fact that not all Southsiders are racist, but there are some. We have to accept that. So in order to get unity, you have to accept your dirt and they have to accept their dirt. And then those agreeing pieces move on in unity, in unison. Unity. That's how they move. That's how you could do it. But there's just too many damn human beings on this planet. Maybe if alien. D. Shep, what do you say? The one fact that will always exist is folks, no matter where they are, will fear the unknown. This case, those from outside of where they are from. Let's talk history. When two people come together, right? Two factions, we can say the chimpanzees. They might have came together at one point, but eventually it all falls down. Like if there's a line in there, eventually, like everybody might mix it up and blur up that line, but as soon as something happens, everybody retreats to their respective line. The only thing now is that, and then clash. Only thing now is that up and down California, when people retreat to their respective lines, some of the people you look around and think that you would see right there with you ain't there. Sometimes they might be on the other side. So in order to have unity, you must have respect first. You must have respect. That's one thing about the Southsiders that I can't take from them. They move with respect because the minute it turns to disrespect is problems that come right after that they can't even squash. So that's one thing about them I've always respected. And then whenever they do get disrespectful, there's a system in play to address the issue. And me hollering at Dubs was a prime example. Prime example. All right, so this was 26 minutes. Now, I'm about to end this live, R23, y'all, and now entitle it. And then I'm gonna go live, and we are gonna come in, and I got one more blunt left, and that's what it is. All right, y'all have a good one. 30, gone.